So the tree that I'm standing next to came down in a windstorm which took place on Sunday, November 16th in the morning, about 11 o'clock or so. And that was in the year 2020, of course. And this tree was twisted around at the base, and the base was rotted out. It fell down going from southwest to northeast, and it's a fairly large tree. It's a black oak, and when I had the opportunity to count the rings, it's 73 years old. So even though it's rather large in size, it's really not that old as far as trees go. It did take out a few trees along the way with it. One was an American elm that was an 8-inch diameter, and that 8-inch diameter was also 73 years old. So it was kind of an interesting thing for us to see a very large tree like an oak, which generally grow slower than the American elms, but in this case they grew at the oak grew quite a bit larger and faster. The root rot that took place is fairly common in trees that take a short period of time to grow like that. So when we're looking at trees that grow somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 years old, there's a really good chance if they grew really fast like this one did. We can go back to 1946, 47 when this was nothing but an open pasture, and this was nothing but a seedling at the point. In fact, it was probably an acorn in 46. And so by the time it grew to this size, the inside of it sort of rotted out a bit, and sooner or later the wind is going to take them. We lose trees like this to line winds almost every year when there is a line wind storm. Some of them are worse than others, and this one was a particularly bad one. We lost several trees, probably in the neighborhood of 20 to 25 trees, either in whole like this one or in part in some other parts of the woods. So it's never something that is safe to be around when these trees are going. So if there is a warning of line winds, best idea is just to stay home and let it play out in the woods. When these trees go down, they go down pretty hard. They take a lot of stuff with them, but our goal is just to leave these trees where they are. This biomatter that's inside this tree needs to stay in this woods. So we don't allow and we don't take firewood from the woods. And if you were to walk around Wintergarden Woods and see what we've done here, you can see a lot of stuff laying on the ground. That biomatter is really important to the second growth of the trees that are coming up right around us right now. So line winds, pretty devastating, can be devastating. It's not a tornado, they're not swirling around, they're just kind of coming straight on in, and they're coming at a high velocity between 70 and 100 miles an hour, and the trees just simply can't take that kind of blast for a sustained amount of time, and sometimes the trees fall. So when you look around our woods, you can kind of see which way the line winds have come from if you look at the way the logs are all laying, because we haven't moved them, and you'll see the evidence of these line wind storms probably for the past 50 to 70 years.